at the end of the day, what did you say? It was 6 or 6?
He was 5 for 5, 67 yards and a touchdown.
Okay, so I watched. I didn't see all of his passes. I watched some of it, but it's preseason football, and yeah, he looks smooth now. But say they open up with the Cowboys week 1.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd really be that comfortable with the Dallas Cowboys defensive line?
No, he's not going to start. He's not going to start the season.
He's not going to play. But if he were to, let's say, God forbid, Eli Manning gets hurt in the preseason or something like that, or in practice or whatever, and he has to take the field, I think that's going to be much more indicative of how he's going to do is the first series and the first game against the Cowboys in real time, in the actual regular season. But I mean,
guys, we
saw 5 passes, we saw 5 completions, we saw 6-7 yards and a touchdown. Let's take it for what it is. It was very good for what we saw so far.
The biggest thing, guys. They drafted this fucking guy because he is literally steady Eddie. He is literally Eli Manning 2.0. Eli Manning doesn't get fazed by anything. If you looked at this guy, it looks like his heart rate was 0. He doesn't give a shit. I truly believe
he's probably shitting his pants.
Oh my god.
Okay, but I think it's hard. It's not very common for a guy to go 5 for 5 and not be poised. I'm kind of implying that he was steady, calm, and cool.
Give this guy some credit.
He did so well.
No. I agree, but Angelo, give this guy some credit for how much shit that he had to take. He comes out there and silences everybody. 5 for 5, throwing dimes. I think he threw 4 in a row. I mean, come on. The poor bastard. He's been a poor bastard.
I mean, I don't feel bad for him at all. He's making millions of dollars to play a sport to begin with. But yeah, what do you mean? Oh my gosh,
Angelo,
this shit where Jeremy Lin's
go be a
no
Steelers
one wants to
fan,
in the NBA. It's you already made millions of dollars playing the NBA. Relax. He's already a millionaire. He doesn't give a shit what I think, what you think. He doesn't give a shit what anyone thinks. He's just there to work, and this is a great first step. This is as great of a first appearance as he could possibly have had. And you obviously hope that it's something indicative of the future. However, it's still a first preseason game where he threw 6 passes.
He still has
all I got to say, I cannot wait for the day when Daniel Jones is freaking lighting up.
Don't jinx him.
Tearing up the league. And you know what's going to happen.
You were going to say, he's standing there with the golden jacket or some shit.
Yeah.
I was about to walk
Can't
off.
wait for Daniel Jones to be better than Tom Brady.
I can't. No. Yeah, but okay, so the next point, this actually happened before the first preseason week, the first preseason games, but Hard Knocks was released, and Antonio Brown basically just decided to pretend like the last 12 months of nonsense and basically reality TV with the Steelers and with Ben Roethlisberger didn't happen by just, talking to us and seeming like everything was cool, maybe showing a couple of his cute kids and stuff, and then after everyone thinks, okay, maybe the narrative is turned with Antonio Brown, he drops an absolute nuke on the news and says, I'm threatening to retire if I can't use the helmet that I've used for the past 10 years. I think he's lost his mind.
But I'm no doctor. I don't have any inside information on this, but a couple years ago when in the playoffs and Vontaze Burfict laid him out and almost killed him.
His current teammate now.
Ever since then, he's just been a little bit weirder, a little bit more outspoken, a little bit more inappropriate as far as things he says, recording the locker room, and all that.
It's not the craziest thing to make a connection.
Yeah, well, if he wears that helmet, guys, that helmet that he wears is like a freaking tin can. It has zero padding.
He should be able to wear that. He should be able to wear the helmet, but he should sign a release that he said where he acknowledges the risk of playing with his helmet.
I agree.
And
because he said
that he will not sue if he gets injured because
his team came out and said that they're going to sue.
Is the safety of the players?
Yeah, he gets sued. He could sue the NFL if he gets injured.
Yeah. No, but those helmets are absurd. I'm totally for the NFL making that rule where they have to wear the newer technology helmets. Those helmets are horrible. I mean, they have no padding.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like it's the seatbelt rule where you could be a possible danger to others. This is just you. Like you're inside the helmet. If you want to wear something that the NFL deems is unsafe, then you can do it. Just sign your name.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but the NFL at the same time wants to protect the players that represent them. So why would you want? I mean, I understand, but
if he's willing to put up with the risk, if he takes a course on the risks and understands the risks of wearing this helmet as opposed to the new ones, and he still signs off on a release, then he should be able to wear the helmet.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, for those of you who don't know the full story, I mean, like, we could talk for an hour about what the full story is, but to put it as shortly as I can, Antonio Brown's worn the same helmet for the last 10 years with the Steelers. He spray painted it into Raiders colors and was told it is still illegal. He cannot use that helmet and he can't wear it. And he's tried sneaking it out on the field for practice 4 separate times and was told he could not wear it. He was told at first that he couldn't wear it. He was very upset. Then he came in the next day and was supposedly fine with it. Then a couple days later, he tried bringing it out again, and they said no. So that's the second
On top
time.
of the helmet
and then
thing.
he did that 2 more times.
On top of the helmet thing, the idiot didn't wear his freaking protective foot gear when he entered the cryotherapy. Oh my god, I can't speak. The cryotherapy chamber, and he got frostbite on his feet. Have you seen the picture of his feet?
It's disgusting.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
very disturbing. We might actually have to
Should we post that
later.
Should we post that?
We're going to say viewer discretion is advised, but it's disgusting.
It is
Did you guys see the so there was a tweet that came out a couple days ago. It said, "Can we talk about the Madden curse for a second?" And it was a picture of Antonio Brown on the cover of Madden 19, and one of the ads that's on the cover is frostbite.
Oh my gosh.
It's absolutely insane, this Madden curse. It's crazy.
Yeah, so what about Hard Knocks? I mean, Hard Knocks. Best show on television, in my opinion. Actually, probably The Bachelor or Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh my god!
Don't
Pip, your taste in television
please,
is
just don't take if you need a show. I'm the plug for shows. Don't listen. to
Ask
Pip.
anyone for a show. They
Seriously,
give you a better show
anyone
than Hard
but
Knocks
Pip,
and Bachelor.
Hard Knocks
I
is
love
one of the
Hard
best
Knocks,
shows out
but
there.
It's
They are so clearly acting or just being told how to act. Because Derek Carr wants to show everyone he's the real QB.
It's
There's
so
scene
weird. It's
where he
his
was
6th
throwing
year.
passes and he was like, "Woo, yeah, that was hard."
and then
to
he
watch.
rubbed like oil on his arms and tried to pull off that
Yeah,
it was
it's like, no,
suntan
you just
lotion,
rolled
and
up
it's
your
like
arms.
they were. You almost could see someone's reflection looking at him because they were so shiny. It was
Why are you hating on
bullshit.
Derek Carr?
And then,
Derek Carr's an OG.
I'm not
Because he's
hating on
trying too
Derek
hard. No,
Carr. I'm just saying that he was clearly one of those guys, one of those many guys who was very self-aware that there was a camera on him.
100%. And the thing where he was talking about, it was at his house, and he was like, "I threw a 60-yard bomb to AB," and I was like, "Yo, we should just do this. It should be a thing."
Oh, yeah, you're the first guy to ever say, "Oh, we did something outside of football, but still football. Let's team up." You're the first person to invent that, Derek Carr.
It's like
that's been done for the last 30 fucking years, right?
I'm sure he was the first quarterback to ever throw a dime to AB that wasn't Big Ben. And it's like, oh, wait a minute.
He was also the only quarterback to like AB before he liked him,
Yeah.
John Gruden's speech in the beginning had me wanting to run
the
through
nightmare
a
speech,
wall.
I loved
that was
it.
fire.
I loved it.
That was
I'm
absurd.
all in on John
John
Gruden.
Gruden's a
I
beast.
honestly can't get it. I hope they up the episodes this year, even though they won't. I hope they take it into the regular season just because of John Gruden. I
Absolutely
love this guy.
Yeah, he's a legend. What about
And not to mention, can we talk about for a second how much bullshit it was that he got so much backlash last year for having an unsuccessful 4-win season? It's like Bill Belichick could have come into the Raiders after being retired for 10 years, and he would have done probably the same thing. There's no way that with that lack of talent, you're going to have a successful season.
I think you could lock Belichick in for 8 wins no matter what.
Well,
He'd
that's
find
fair.
a way.
I mean, he's the best
He would
coach of all
find a
time,
way.
but the guy hadn't coached for 10 years. He has an awful roster with no recent winning history, and he's supposed to have a successful season. Everyone's shitting on him.
No,
for
I
it.
completely.
he hasn't
agree.
coached?
I'm just saying
in 10
Belichick could find
he
a way.
hasn't coached in
Maybe.
7 years.
He hasn't left football ever. He's still around football 24/7.
He's one of
a
the
football
guys
guy.
that you just kind of, at least I do, I just like watching him, and I liked watching him on when he was on Monday Night Football on ESPN, just because you can tell he's a guy who just loves the game of football. He talks so passionately about
agree.
it, and it's just something that you can clearly see. This guy watches film.
If you don't want to, if you
on
don't
a Friday
want to
night.
play for him, you just don't want to play for anybody. Why would
Exactly, and they set that tone very quickly by cutting Ollie, the former Last Chance U star.
Dude, I was
They
like,
cut
once
him
I saw him,
before he could say go.
once I saw him on the team, dude,
he-
I was like, this is gonna be a great Hard Knocks. And then he gets
He
cut.
looked like a child
Poor
next
bastard.
to the actual players.
He was smaller, and you could see, even before they cut him, I thought it was very early to cut him, but they're clearly setting a tone. He was very childish in the way he spoke.
There was no way he was making the team. The minute he came on the screen, it was just, You just knew. It's like, this guy is going to be on the roster bubble, and he's simply not making the cut.
Also, they showed Last Chance U footage of him like kind of being lazy and stuff like that, and
What
like
about
not
the
wanting to do drills.
rolling
Then the
on the
next thing you
field?
know, his foot hurts, and he didn't go to the trainer, so he was cut. I mean, it's not surprising. It's just surprising that that's probably the quickest cut they've had in Hard Knocks history.
Yeah, pretty interesting. What do we got next?
Oh no, we're not done with Hard Knocks.
Oh wait,
We
Angelo.
gotta talk
Angelo,
about
yeah, Angelo does not like
Abrams.
Jonathan Abrams.
Jonathan
right?
Abrams. I don't like him. I think I'm sure he's putting on for the cameras a little bit, but I just couldn't like his attitude less.
It was so extra.
They're not in
So
pads and he's
extra.
hitting people. Like, how dumb are you? How dense can you be to be like, oh wait, I just have a helmet on. I'm gonna put my helmet into someone. And he's put his helmet in, like to tight ends who are bigger than him. And they're
veterans,
yeah,
like Luke Wilson's getting like I loved what Luke Wilson said back to him when he hit Luke Wilson. He goes catch us with pads, baby, full contact. And he said something like that where he's like, once we get going, I'm going to knock your ass on the ground.
Yeah, like it's just he's trying too hard. He knows the cameras are on him, and he's trying too hard. He's trying to be a personality.
I was a little kind of sus right when he started off when he said I hate being called Rook. And it's like,
well, you're a rookie.
I get that, but you are a rookie, and two, that kind of makes it seem like, at least I took it this way, where it's like there are people that have proven themselves, and like the reason they call you Rook is because you haven't done shit yet.
100%.
So I don't care where you were drafted.
Yeah, and they're probably calling him Rook way more right now after watching that episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's just like putting a
100%.
target on your back for asking for it. Exactly.
And him at dinner with Derek Carr was just.
Oh my gosh! Why do you hate Derek Carr so much?
I don't. I wasn't even talking about Derek Carr. I was
Didn't
talking
say
about
anything bad
Abrams
about Derek
at dinner
Carr.
with Derek Carr. He's like, oh, is this seared salmon? It's like, it's salmon. The word is salmon.
Yeah, it's not like you're not dumb. I don't know why you're trying to seem like it, but
I understand Derek Carr has that contract that he got a couple years ago. It pays him a ton of money, but Abrams is just saying that Derek Carr is a rich man and referring to himself essentially as not being rich. Like, you're a first-round pick. You're rich.
How
Exactly.
much do you
millions
think
of
that
dollars.
bill was?
A lot.
oh my god, credit card roulette, that bitch. Yeah.
No, Derek Carr was
Derek Carr
paying
He probably picked it up. But yeah, another thing about Abrams is just like when he was with Gruden and he was talking with Gruden about like how he was begging to hit. Like, it's just, I really feel like with rookies, I mean, he's clearly trying to show that he's just as much personality as player. I get that. It's just that, like, I thought it was a little extra as well, telling him how he can't wait to hit. Like, we know. We understand. It's just, you're going to seem like a hardo to every single person out there, and they're going to want to hit you, knock you on your ass when you're coming, like when you're a tight end coming at the deep side.
100%.
So now we got our poll updates from the last couple of episodes. We have the poll results that are actually shocking to me and Angelo, in that 71% of our viewers and voters voted against the RoboUmp. Let's just talk about this for a second.
Applause to our viewers. Applause to our viewers.
I just don't understand why you want to have the pitch zone on TV and show that the umpire is consistently making the wrong calls. I just don't understand that.
We
Like,
don't need to discuss
would you
this again.
put
The
that
people have
graphic
spoken.
up there. They've spoken. I'm just saying how they're pretty wrong.
They're very wrong.
In that, why would you want a graphic to show that the umpires that are supposed to be paid very well, it shows that they're doing their jobs wrong? I just don't understand why anyone would want that. So we got 70% for no robot ump, and then this is another shocking one. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with this one. This is more so just like, trying to be clairvoyant in here and predicting what's going to happen with Zeke, but 84% of our voters said that Zeke will not play this upcoming season for the Cowboys, and that's just basically voting on the Cowboys not reaching out to him for a higher contract. I don't see how you could think that the Cowboys aren't going to offer him more money than they've originally did. They're going to lose games without him.
Yeah, I agree. I disagree.
They could make it to the Super Bowl with Zeke.
They could.
They might miss the playoffs without him.
Unless it'd be a power move if they traded for Melvin Gordon and said, fuck off, Zeke. Imagine that.
That'd be absurd. But
it would be absurd, but that'd be crazy. We just think that, he's one of the more obvious players of like take this guy